welcome. Come in, come in. This is Tamika's Den. I am Tamika. Get on in here, y'all. Get on in here. Kick off your shoes and relax your feet. You are now in the den. So, guys, this is my review recap for Tyler Perry's Sistas. Okay, A Vicious Cycle, Season 5, Episode 21. Child, listen, y'all know I need y'all to break it down for me. I need y'all to break it all down, explain it to me like I am a 5-year-old child, okay, as to what the heck is going on. What is happening up in here, okay? Up in here, up in here. We got this guy knocking at Zach's door talking about he got a whole 9-year-old for Fatima child that she done left him to raise. What? Is this a part of Hayden's game plan? Another plan that he got to ruin Fatima's relationship? Because baby, make it make sense, all right? Then we got Heather at the daggone office trying to see what money she could get. She talking about she want a house because she sees how nice Zach house is. And we got Tamara putting it on real thick, baby. Okay, do she need an Oscar out here in these streets? Is it time for us to give her the Oscar because she was acting her behind off? Or is she truly falling in love with daggone Hayden now, baby? And we could see he's definitely falling from the okey doke with her. We got Gary and him, of course, still over here cheesing and smiling and happy like two daggone bed bugs in the bed, okay? That they feel like they getting over on Mr. Robin, about to take this company from him, that he not going to be able to come up with the money. We got, Maurice getting out of jail, and we happy to see him. And of course, he's giving his usual Maurice energy. But then he is also dead wrong in my Biggie Smalls voice, all right? Because he over here trying to come at Zagon Calvin and tell him he's 100% to blame. Boo, no, you the one that let Q in. And speaking of Q, another trash ass person that we got up here, I don't know why, is still coming up in damn Danny face. And in the meantime, while he's there in Danny face, we got Preston talking about Mindy on her way to see him. Why is Mindy coming here, Preston? I'm confused. You got a job here, you got work here, you got a house here. Like, why is she coming here to see you? Why are you not going to her? And wasn't you and Danny supposed to be originally meeting for a meeting? Make it make sense, y'all. Make it make sense. And then we got Aaron at the shop, child, being called out by some chick named Jen that's calling him John and talking in Spanish. What the heck, Harper? Who is this woman, y'all? Let's go ahead and get into all of this, y'all. Take it from the top. You know how we do. And this is my second time trying to record this, y'all, so y'all are going to get it late. I'm sorry, child. Hopefully this one comes out because, baby, I did a whole daggone video that was on mute. And y'all wasn't hearing a damn thing I was saying. So this is take 2, and hopefully it goes through. Now, we get into this episode, baby, and like I said, we got this man knocking at Zach's door, and he talking about, it's Fatima here. So Zach is like, well, who you? Oh, I'm her baby father, Joey. She done left this child with me. So Zach is like, well, where does child come from? Where's the child at now? What's the child's name? Like, I want the bean spillet. Okay, what's going on? And he over here like, well, maybe I shouldn't be talking to you about it. Obviously, if she never told you about it, then she don't want you to know, who are you? And Zach said he's his fiance. And Zach is like, no. Okay, hold up. Wait a minute. You can't knock at the door and tell me something like that and then think you going to walk away. He like, nah, I'm going to need you, okay, to break it on down for me and give me this info. So he says it's a whole 9-year-old daggone son, and she left him with him to raise. And Zach is like, what? And he's like, yeah, So he was like, well, I don't think I should be talking, to you about this anymore. And Zach is asking, do she have a way to contact him? Do she have his phone number? He tells Zach, yes, she does. So Zach is like, well, give me your number, and was basically taking out his phone like, I got my phone right here. But he's over here like, nah, like I said, she got my number. At one point, Zach is even saying, come in, okay, like I be doing. And he was like, nah, I'm going to go ahead and talk to you later. I'm going to go, all right? But he was just basically like, Fatima have his number. She know how to reach him. And so Zach closes the door after he walks away and was like, oh, hell to the no. All right, what the hell is this? So, we go from there basically to seeing, Danny at the airport. And here come Preston. Now she over here like, well, what are you doing here? Because like I said, I could have sworn when he called and Q was there that she had basically, of course, diverted him from coming there, ending up bumping into Q and told him that they was going to meet later tonight. So now when he's showing up at the airport, she's like, oh, you came to see me? No, I was thinking about going home. Okay, well, if you're going home, then why are you at my gate? Some kind of way you always end up coming to my gate, and you always end up coming when it's my, day to work and stuff like that. There's other places, what I'm saying? This airport is big. And so he's basically like, well, actually, I got Mindy coming in. And so she's like, well, go ahead to her gate. She was like, we tried. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's it. It's a wrap for you, boy. All right. And so he's basically like, she wanted to come here and see me, saying that he's not flying out. And then she's like, okay. And so she was like, and you had her come to where, you would basically be picking her up and I like have to be in front of my gate. You did that on purpose. You set this up. And he's basically saying, no, he didn't. And that she wanted to see him. And she's just like, alrighty then, and he's going to talk about something. He want her to know that he's not lying. I don't know what exactly any of this means, right? Why we even have this storyline, point blank, period. And so basically he was saying she should be landing any minute. And she was like, okay, that's great. And so in the midst of her standing there, talking to him and he talking about something, do you want to meet her? She was like, why would I want to meet her? And that's when he was saying, so she would know that he wasn't lying. And she was like, I don't think you're lying. And he like, I just want to make sure of that. And she was like, well, be that as it may. No, I do not want to meet her. Here come Q raggedy behind walking over talking about some who's this. And she was like, if you don't get the hell up out my damn face, okay, goodbye. And so Preston is looking and he like, and who is this? And she was like, nobody of any importance. And so he's like, another one, okay? And my DJ Khaled voice, that made me crack up. I'm not even gonna lie, because Q gonna talk about is he bothering you? And she was basically like, if you don't stay the hell up away from me. So of course, when he says another one, Q looking at him like, what the hell you mean? And Danny is basically like, what did you say? And then he gonna talk about he didn't say anything. And she like, nah, what did you say? You said something. And he like, nah, I don't got nothing to say. Okay, that's okay. I'll leave that one alone. So she was like, and do me a favor. Yeah, go ahead and get up out my face. Go to another gate and make sure that you don't bring that chick anywhere near me. Okay, do not bring that girl over here. He's like, okay, no problem. And he walks away. Again, what was the point of that whole scene, child? Your guess is as good as mine, So then Q want to start talking and he was like, what was that about? And she is basically like, I'm going to tell you one more time to go ahead and skip to my loop. All right. And he talking about something. Let me explain. And she was like, did Logan send you here? Logan got you this job. He talking about something, Logan. She was like, you know what? Just get out of my face. So he's still saying he want to explain stuff. And she's like, no, thank you. You got my friends locked up. You know what I'm saying? You did some trifling shit. We have nothing to discuss. He want to talk about something. I'm not a bad person and be telling her, I'm so sorry. I say, yeah, you saying you ain't a bad person. You ain't a damn good person either. Get up out her damn face. All right. So, of course, she bends down and gets her purse and basically ends up telling him, if you don't get out my face, whatever the case may be, child, what I'm about to do is mace you and have you blind. I said, baby, that still ain't good enough for me, okay? He need more than that. But when she says that, he does say, okay, and he walks away. She just basically was like, move. I'm just sick of it, y'all. I'm sick of it. I don't know what else to say. So then we got Gary and Hayden walking out. They want to act like, shh, wait, let's get down the hall before you start talking. But they literally still walk to where people not that damn far away from them. Only for them to basically be like, yo, did you see his face? Did you see the look in his eyes? Yeah, he not going to be able to come up with that money or whatever. And Gary basically says that he will be back 4:59 on the dot, okay, to make sure and see what is going on. And, this company is going to be theirs. And so Heather comes up and she's telling him like, oh, I want to see you. Zach been trying to get in touch with me. And he was like, oh, really? Because at first he's like, who else would she be coming for if you supposed to be her attorney for Zach, child? I tell you, these people act like they didn't got the damn sense God gave a roach, okay? And Gary is like, you still here with the Zach thing? And then he's like, yeah, you know it. I'm on top of it. So Gary like, okay, I'm going to leave you alone to your damn nonsense. And he tell Heather it's good to meet her. And so, basically Hayden is telling her to go in his office and wait. He going to be there in a minute. And he's like, yeah, well, you could get a lot. You could get half of his daggone money. And that's why he's scared. And that's why he's trying to call you now to make some type of arrangement. And she says how nice Zach's house is. And he was like, yeah, you could have a nice house too. And you deserve to have a nice house. So he told her, go ahead and go wait for him in the office that he is coming. I said, baby, child. All right, whatever, right? We gonna go with it. That's the way they wrote it. So now, moving on from there, we basically had, Zach and Fatima talk or whatever, where she's like, okay, did you go over and see Cameron yet? And he's like, no, I'm about to go over there, but I'm going to stop and talk to you at your office first. Now, of course, she can still hear that there's something funny in his voice, but he's saying it ain't nothing. He going to see her when he get there, whatever. And she's like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Are you going to be bringing me lunch and all of that? And so she's just like, okay, fine. And she go walking off, and they hang up the phone. And I'm like, any other time Zach get here in 2.5 seconds. But now, child, we going to stretch it out and we not going to let him get here to the end of the daggone episode, knowing we want to know what the heck is going on with this supposed daggone child, okay? So then we get to the precinct and we got, Calvin and Sabrina sitting there waiting. And she's like, should I call Andy? And he's like, no, just wait, give it a minute because it's taking a while for Maurice to come out. And of course, typical Calvin, 1 minute he holding on to her. And he's like, well, maybe the African money didn't clear. And she's like, no, it cleared. That's definitely not an issue or whatever the case may be. And he's like, damn, you really confident in that guy and you really like him or whatever. And she's like, yeah, I do like him or whatever. So now he moves his arms from around her. Now we got the jealousy kicking in again, all right? As if we haven't seen this damn scene 1,000 times, child, with just a change of clothes on, all right? And so he was like, what does that mean for us? And she basically was like, well, what do you mean? What does it mean about us? I said, Sabrina, you ain't damn slow, girl, okay? You know what the hell he mean. So he was like, well, I've been staying at your house. We've been seeing each other. She's like, I know. So he was like, well, we're still trying to figure this out. And she's basically saying, yeah. So he was like, well, I'm trying to figure this out and I don't know where I stand at in the race. And of course, she basically was like, this is not a race. And he was like, well, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? I got feelings in this too, or whatever the case may be. And so he was saying at least he know he's still in the running. And so basically, he's like, well, he have to care for you too to put up $1.5 million because ain't nobody doing all of that for nobody that they don't care about now. At first she talking about I just met him and he didn't do it for me. He did it for Maurice. Girl, he did it on behalf of you. Like, let's not play damn games. All right, Sabrina, child, please. So he's basically like, you care for him, he care for you or whatever. So, what I'm saying, was really good. And of course he starts to say that, maybe he could be some type of Nigerian scam or whatever the case may be. Where does he even get that kind of money from? And she's basically like, no, he's not no Nigerian scam or whatever. Don't even try to say anything like that. He is basically this prince, all right? He is a prince of a small nation. So he like, girl, if you don't get the heck up out of here. And he basically laughing at first. And he's like, you can't be freaking serious. You don't really believe something like that. And then she's like, no, I'm not, playing around. And I am dead serious. He really is. I thought she was about to whip out the phone and show him, but she didn't. And so he looking at her and he see how serious her face is. And he was like, damn, you really for real, aren't you? And she basically was like, yes, I am. So he was like, well, you telling me this is some coming to America shit? He said, well, I really don't stand, okay, a rat's ass a chance in this because, baby, what am I going to do up against Eddie Murphy? All right. So now at the point that he's saying that, we got Maurice walking out, child, like the diva that he is. He all happy to be out and talking about some, I'm here, okay? Where's my champagne? Where's my bubble bath? Where's, what I'm saying, my, escort or whatever the case may be, my chaperone and my, chariot awaits and all of this good stuff or whatever. In the meantime, they both like, oh, Maurice, and getting up to hug him and all excited to see him. And the whole time Sabrina hugging on him, he over here like this. I'm like, damn, Maurice, you can't even hug her back, like for real. So, of course, in the meantime, he talking about some, what is he doing here in reference to Calvin or whatever, and saying that it should be the prince there, so he could go ahead and thank him for him getting him out or whatever, and acting like, he don't even want to see Calvin. You got Sabrina asking him if he's okay, and he's saying, yeah, no, all the men was trying to grab me and get me and all this stuff. I wasn't safe. A child ain't safe with all these men. And so, of course, they like, Maurice, cut it the heck out or whatever, right? And then she just basically says, let's get up out of here. Let's get you home, because he talking about something. He waiting for his knight in shining armor to get here or whatever. And Calvin was like, really, Maurice, And so, after she said, let's go home, he says, okay. He said, yeah, I do need like a bubble bath and my nails fixed, my hair done, a Brazilian wax and all of that good stuff. So she was like, do you really have to make a joke out of everything? And he was, of course, like, what do you want me to do? What else would I do? And I've been locked up. And everybody do, like, react to things in different ways, right? Sometimes some people have that just like, I'd rather laugh than cry type of attitude. And I guess that's basically, how Maurice is, right? At this point, we should know that. So we had, Miss Heather in, Hayden's office, and he's giving her the breakdown of how they could do things with Zach. And he's like, well, go ahead and call him up and set up a meeting or whatever the case may be. And I'm going to go ahead and get that money for you. All right. He going to think he going to just be meeting you, but really he going to be coming to see me. So at this point, the receptionist comes and tells him that Tamara want to speak to him too. Is it okay to let her in? And he's saying, yeah. And I said, that's what we do if we in the office in a meeting with our clients. We just bring in somebody that's our girlfriend that we trying to get a damn job at the company with. Okay. So she come in there, whatever, of course, because now Fatima wants her to go ahead and get rid of Heather. That was supposed to be the main thing she was supposed to be there for. And he tells Heather to step outside in the hallway and make the call to Zach. So she's like, okay, she goes out to do that, and Tamara comes in. So when she get in there, she talking about some, oh, who's that? And they don't look like no corporate material to me. And he's like, yeah, sure the heck ain't. And she like, well, I don't really like you working with her. What do you have to see her about? And he's basically telling her, like, that's a client, that's about child support. I'm trying to help her. So basically what it boils down to is she was like, well, can't you get somebody else to help? She was like, I'm sorry, but my ex or whatever, he used to have all these affairs at the job that he was working at. So this is very triggering for me. It makes me feel really insecure, and I know I'm acting crazy, and I'm acting, very jealous right now. And so he was like, well, you're not crazy, but yes, you are giving me a little jealous. And she was like, well, I mean, look at how you looking. Okay. If you seen how you look, you would feel that way too. And he was like, well, what do you mean by that? And she was like, I'm just saying, you so sexy and handsome and all this stuff, and I know all the girls want you. And so, it kind of drives me crazy to know that you would be in here with her, and helping her and all of that kind of stuff, right? Like, I want all the attention to me, just basically laying it on real thick. And he was eating every last damn crumb that she was dropping. And so he's basically like, well, what do you want me to do? She was like, well, isn't it somebody else that could help her? So eventually he ends up being like, you know what? It's not a big deal. He was like, yeah, when she comes back in here, I could tell her that I'm not going to be working with her no more. I promise you, you know what I'm saying, that she was just a client and I could let her go. It's not that serious or whatever. Because at first she was like, no, she can't be. And he was like, well, she is. She was like, no, I don't like it. I can't deal with that and all that. Just laying it on really, really thick. And so now he's telling her it's absolutely no problem. He could get rid of her for her. And then when he starts to say he could get rid of her, it's like, oh, no, you don't have to do all of that. And this is so stupid. And you know what I'm saying? Maybe I'm just being over the top. And I know that I'm really insecure and everything like that. And so, child, that's all she needed to say to damn Hayden. Now he down and he ready for her, you know what I'm saying, to tell her that she got to go ahead and, you know what I'm saying, skip to Malu, because she was telling him how much he put it on her and how she don't want no other woman around him, okay? And he all like, oh, well, thank you. So, she was saying she's sorry because she know this is her job. So now when, Miss Heather come walking back in, he's basically like, I'm going to have one of my colleagues take over your case. And she was like, boy, I didn't go to college. And he was like, girl, I'm going to have, my colleague take over the case. She was like, I don't know her either, right? So he was like, you see the foolishness that I got to deal with? He said, what I mean is that I'm not going to be taking over your case anymore. And she was like, how the heck you going to do something to me? You know what I'm saying? You lying little damn bastard, all right? You playing freaking games with me or whatever the case may be. You lied to me. And so, of course, when she's sitting here calling him names and arguing with him, Heather want to act like she's coming into her defense and basically tell her, she needs to get up out of here. And she basically told Heather, you stupid too, okay? And told Hayden he was full of shit. And so she was telling him he was a corny bastard or whatever. And, Heather talking about some, don't talk about him like that. And she told her she was shitty too. So, she got her up out of there and then was telling him she gonna see her tonight. Now, in the meantime, we had this call between Karen, Andy, and Sabrina, where of course they said that they were gonna do this three-way later when Karen got a chance, and she was saying, oh, you must have really been busy because it took you a minute to get back to me. And they want to talk about how they're gonna meet up with Danny, even though I don't see no reason for them to meet up with Danny. And of course we're hearing again how, oh, this is just like college. Okay, we heard this is just like college when it came to Sabrina. We heard this is just like college when it came to Andy. We heard this is just like college when it came to Karen. So now it's Danny's time for it to be just like college. Okay, and they swear they coming together to have this intervention or whatever after work. And so they say, okay, yeah, they're going to go ahead and meet up there. So we have the receptionist come again, this time to Andy, and tell her that Gary is there and wants to see her. And she says that it is okay for her to send them back. And child, they've been making sure to make Andy look like she been busy these last few weeks. Okay, she was over here on the computer or whatever and looking at the screen like she all, serious about what's going down with her legal work. And so basically, we then also had the secretary stop in. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Before that happens, child. When Heather was leaving from, Hayden office, she made sure to go straight in to see Fatima, child. Sat down without Fatima even telling her to sit down. Like, nobody invited you in here, and start complaining about how full of crap Hayden was and how he dropped a case and how, Zach had been calling saying he want to meet up with her, but now that she been calling him back, she ain't been getting no answer. So Fatima was basically saying to her, girl, do what you want to do. I can't tell you what's right or wrong, but why not sit down and have a conversation with Zach and see if y'all could get to the bottom of things. He is very generous and a good man, and he wants to take care of his kids, and you probably would get help and get finances faster that way than trying to go through the court, because Heather was saying she was going to even get another lawyer, even if Hayden don't want to take the case. And she said, well, that's up to you. You could do that, but I actually think you would come off faster and better if you just, was able to come to a compromise between you and him. So she was like, I'll tell you what, I will, text you a time, come by the house later. So she talking about, is he gonna be there? And she was like, no, girl, the ghost of damn Christmas past gonna be there. Yeah, he gonna be there. So she says, okay, she will do that. She was like, instead of going that route, why don't you try this route? But at the end of the day, I cannot choose for you. It's whatever you want to do. Okay, do it your way. And so she says, okay, she's gonna come. And of course, when she goes walking out, Fatima's just like, girl, okay, I'm that bitch, baby. I'm a bad bitch if I say so myself. All right. So Gary come walking his raggedy behind in Andy, and he want to hug and kiss on her and all this stuff, but he want to make sure to pull her behind the desk where they will be in front of the glass, and it will be a direct angle from her office to Robin's office, and he basically looking over there. And so she is like, what are you doing? Like, are you going through all of this just so that Robin can see you? First of all, Robin not even here. He done damn left, and he like, oh, he not here? No, nobody worried about Robin. I ain't doing this because of Robin. I'm doing this because I love you. What are you talking about? And then she's like, did you tell him that I was in on this with you or something like that? And of course, he's denying that. And like, what are you talking about? So she telling him, Gary, you better not be playing no games. I'm not trying to be in the mix of your games no more. We have come so far, to turn back down and go back to where we was. We are in a good place now. I said, girl, y'all came far from where? Because what exactly has gotten better and improved with damn Gary? What is the difference? What is the change, child? If anybody knows, put it in the comments, because I damn sure don't. Okay, and she's saying, stop playing games and all this stuff. And he basically was like, I'm sorry, and started kissing her on her, hands and telling her how great she looked or whatever. So then he's asking, can he see her tonight? And she was like, she have to think about it, right? And in the meantime, even when he gives her the next kiss, he's still trying to look over at damn Gary's office as he walk out, and then she just basically looking at him. I said, girl, Angie, bye. Okay, bye, girl, bye. Now, in the meantime, they get home, and of course, Maurice sees that his place is just, child, it ain't nothing there. Okay, it's empty as I don't know what. It got an echo. He thought he was about to sit on the damn couch, and it wasn't nothing to sit on, and his behind fell on the floor. So now he's pissed, and he's saying, "Where's all his stuff?" And I get it. He did not know about that part, and he's just getting out of jail. But of course, typical Maurice, he gotta sit here and talk about some, oh, you just let him come in and take everything out of my house and steal from me. Where the hell is all my furniture? And they're like, oh shoot, like wait, they was like, Q robbed us. He took everything. He like, and you didn't do nothing. He was like, damn, you still supposed to be a man and you supposed to fight. I bet you just twirled. What did you do? A death drop and all this other stuff. And I'm so damn tired of the damn 12 joke. Okay, that is him and Danny damn go to and is freaking played the hell out, y'all. So basically, he's trying to insinuate all this stuff about, Calvin getting over. And Calvin was like, are you trying to put this all on me? And he was like, yes, 100% is on you. And that's where I got to say you dead wrong, damn Maurice. It ain't 100% on him. Yes, Calvin played his part. And I don't know how many times I have said in my videos, you can look back at any of them, where I'll be like, Calvin, you played yourself and fell for the okie doke for 5 minutes too, and was feeling sorry for him and his sob stories, and was saying to Maurice, well, maybe you just could let him go ahead and, lay on the couch. And did you hear with the stuff he said he went through and how good he was cooking or whatever? Yeah, he did play that part. But you played a part all before that, all during that, and a little bit after it too, up until the point when y'all got damn arrested. And Sabrina really was the only one that kept telling you behind over and over and over not to mess with him. Okay, let's be very clear. So there's no way that it could possibly be 100% on no damn Calvin. Okay, and so he's going on and breaking. And then Calvin was like, I should just go ahead and go for a walk, because Sabrina telling both of them to stop or whatever. And of course, he don't want to hear it whenever Calvin or Sabrina saying to Maurice, this is partly on you too. When you was messing with him and you're the one that invited him into the home. He keeps saying, don't go there. He don't want to hear that, but he want to point the finger. My grandmother always said, when you point one finger forward, it's freaking, three coming back at you. So basically, he says, yeah, you do that when Calvin said he was going to walk out. And Sabrina had to get in his behind and break it on down for him and let him know, you are wrong. You are completely out of line. Okay, we went through hell and high water trying to help you get up out of there. She's like, first of all, Calvin was waxing his behind, okay, beating the mess out of him with them damn golf clubs in here when he was taking all of your things. And I'm the one that had to stop him, because he could have almost killed him. And I'm sure his back is still killing him right now, as we speak. And he's like, really? Calvin did that? She was like, yes, he did. So you owe him an apology. And also, do you know how much we went through, me and my friends, to try to help, you get out and me get out, people borrowing millions of damn dollars or whatever the case may be to help the both of us out. And I basically went in because of you and your choices that you made as well. So what you need to do is break it on down, honey, okay? Instead of trying to keep, going up at everybody like everybody else is in the wrong. And, you're not. Like, look at the man in the mirror. You got some weight and some responsibility into this too. And he's like, yeah, I know I do or whatever. And she was like, he's talking about something he don't know where to start. She said, baby, start with a damn apology. I said, I know that's right, Sabrina. So, she was able to calm him down and let him give him that little reality check or whatever. And she said she was going to get ready to go home. And he was like, okay. She also did update him and tell him that he was now working at the airport. And he talking about how did he get a job at the airport? Did Danny get it for him? And she's like, no. Like, how would she do that? She was like, she just recently found out that he was basically, working there or whatever. And, she just was like, come on. Like, I know this is hard. It's been rough. It's rough on all of us. And it's going to take some time, to get through everything. Of course, she had to let him know that he stole the damn car too, child. I said, damn, Q is a freaking menace, right? I can't wait for them to all get his daggone behind back, right? And so, of course, she just trying to tell him that he got to take it one day at a time. And, just, get what they can get together for themselves and to make sure that his behind, pays for it. Because she was over it. She slammed her pocketbook down. Like, we were in jail and I have friends that are borrowing ridiculous amounts of money to help us out or whatever the case may be. And Calvin was trying to give everything he had to help you. And you speak to him that way, you are wrong. And I say, yeah, he was wrong. He asking her if she done. She was like, no, I'm not. And he needed that reality check. That's the second time somebody had to check him, because Andy had to check him the first damn time when he was carrying on, acting like this is their job and they had to freaking get him out or whatever. So, she said she was going to go on home and relax. And he was like, all right. Now, moving on from there, baby, we get over to, Mr. Perfect Aaron coming and bringing, of course, Karen this food and telling her he's glad she finally got to sit down and eat. Of course, she's telling him, you just too good to be true. I said, baby, he sure is. She don't deserve him. He's so good. And thank you not only, just for bringing this food, but for everything he do. So Pam sticking her head in, knocking at the door, saying somebody is here for you. And Karen is like, oh, give me a minute. And she like, no, boo, I ain't talking about you. I'm talking about him. So he like, me? And she like, yeah, somebody named Jen that say that they here for you. So he like, okay, thank you. And he telling Karen to sit there, and still continue her food and still continue to get this rest that she need. So he go ahead and walk out and tell the girl when he get out in the, front of the salon, and she's standing there, that, come on outside and talk to him. So the minute they get outside, baby, they arguing, and she calling him John, and some things she's saying in English, some things she's saying in Spanish. She's saying, get the heck up away from here. Okay, I don't want to hear from you no more. He like, don't call me John. So Pam in the meantime is like, girl, you not curious about this and you don't want to go out here and see what the heck is going on. And while she over here talking to your man, she was like, I'm confused. Okay, it could not be me. And Karen was basically like, yeah, no, that's why it's not you. She was like, I don't know, and that's not my business. That's not my problem. And no, I'm not going to go look. And so, Pam ended up getting to the point where she was like, well, baby, I'm about to call the police on your fine ass looking Aaron, okay? And so when she says that, at that point, that's when Karen is like, okay, well, yeah, maybe I will go out here and see exactly what the hell is going on, because we just see him saying, what are you doing here? And he's like, don't do this. And then she's saying, get off of me. And then, the whole time they going back and forth, and she ends up slapping him. And Pam is like, wait a minute, girl, she done slapped him, and Karen was trying to say to Pam to mind her business, and he's saying, I didn't do anything to you. And she was like, you sure about that? And he's like, yes, I'm sure. He was like, can you stop acting crazy? So she was like, okay, crazy, yes, I'm gonna act crazy. And she was acting like she was about to walk to go in the shop, I guess, and say something to Karen, and he had pulled her back. And then that's when she slapped her and over here holding her and all that. And he's like, that's enough, I didn't do anything to you, get your ass up out of here or whatever, I'm saying, go home. And she kept saying she wasn't gonna go out there and be nosy. And so, homegirl holds off and slap fire out of damn Aaron and was talking to him in Spanish. And he like, just go. It's enough. Just go. And she was like, I'm not leaving here, John. And she said, stop calling me damn John and go. So I said, who the hell is John, baby? And Harper, who the hell is this woman? Okay, damn Aaron. Because first we had your damn psychotic ass wife, and now we got this girl popping up. Like, what is the truth? So of course, by the time Karen get ready to go ahead and walk out there and see what's going on, and Pam talking about something, yeah, let's go. Of course, she want the juice and the gossip or whatever. They just cut, and we see that the receptionist is walking into Dan Fatima now and telling her that Zach is here. And then she asked her, oh, by the way, whatever happened with that application that, homegirl was filling out. So she was like, oh, Hayden went and put it in for her. And she was like, oh, no, girl, that wasn't gonna, supposed to go in. She's saying he took it to HR. She said, send that over here to me. So she like, oh, okay. No problem or whatever, right? Because she was like, is there any way you could get it and bring it to me? And she's like, thank you. So we seeing that Zach is in the break room. He pacing back and forth or whatever. And Fatima come in there like, wait, what's going on? I don't see you with no lunch. Like, what happened? So are we going out to lunch? She was like, this wasn't part of the deal. And he is basically like, hold up a sec. No. Baby, we need to talk, okay? We need to talk real quick. He was like, we about to go ahead. She said, well, I'll get my purse. He said, no, give me a second. So she like, okay, well, what's going on? He was like, do I know everything? She was like, what do you mean? What do you mean, do you know everything? Do I know everything about your life? Okay, because she was like, sorry, I don't know what you're talking about. He was like, is there anything you want to tell me? Anything at all right? So she's like, no, yeah, you do. You know everything. He said, oh, okay, so I'm confused. He was like, you sure about that? Excuse me. She's like, yes, Zach. So he says, then how the heck? Okay. So, you ain't gonna tell me about Joey and your son? Okay, who's Joey and your son, girl? And she's just like, and then it goes off. Child, Tyler, what the hell is this? Why are we with this foolishness? All right. Oh boy, that was the end of the episode, y'all. Put it in the comments. Let me know, what do y'all think? What is going on? What you liked, what you didn't like, your rating. If I missed anything in this daggone thing, child, put it in the comments. We will discuss it down there. Like, comment, share, subscribe if you are so inclined. Give me a wave. Let me know you came by. Put some flames up in the sky. Till next time, y'all. Toodaloo.